Hi everybody. So this is a super quick live. For those that have seen my stories and previous posts, I have the honour of embarking upon a Pranic initiation this weekend, starting at midnight tonight. And it's a dry fast for 3.5 days, for 4 days. And it's essentially to help your body, help yourself remember the autonomy that it has, right? Because we actually don't need food and water. We can live off prana, off the sunlight, off air. It's very nutritious, and I know it doesn't really sound it when I say it like that, but when you dry fast, anyone that has ever tried water fasting or dry fasting, you know, you'll know the health benefits that you've experienced, right? Because physically it resets your immune system, it resets your body, it removes and cleanses anything that isn't serving, anything that's out of alignment, and only replicates the cells that are in optimal health. So it's incredible physically. Emotionally, it helps you release any emotions that have been stored, especially when you're dry fasting. When you're water fasting, you're intaking only water, right? So that moves a lot of the emotion through your body. But when you dry fast, because you're not having water as well, what that does is that any of the emotions that are kind of like muddied in those waters, they go, right? So it's a very deep process. Mentally, the clarity that you receive is phenomenal. So this is the first time I've done a 4-day dry fast. So I'm really excited, because what happens from others' experiences, and obviously I'm going to have my own, which I will share with you probably afterwards. I was going to do a video every day, but in all honesty, I do not think I'm going to be on social media every day anymore whilst I'm going through this, because it's a very intimate, introspective process that you're going through, because you are literally faced with every aspect of yourself, to be able to move through it, right? To be able to release it, to clear it, and to align and expand your heart to connect more with your source self, with your higher self, right? To bring more of that into you, to embody. So I'm incredibly excited, and it's been prep day today. So yesterday I stopped eating solid foods, right, to start prepping my body. So I moved on to just juices yesterday, which was absolutely delicious, full of energy. And that's what I always find, and I've found that for the past couple of years now, is whenever I've eaten anything, even if it's really nutritionally bioavailable, because I've studied nutrition as well, right? You know, when it comes to the macronutrients and bioavailability and things like that. And, you know, I've even found that in the past, especially in the past year, but a little bit longer, that when I eat, you know, because the energy that your body is taking up to digest, you know, I do get tired, whereas I never used to when it was clean food. So I found myself getting tired, and I found myself kind of, you know, needing more sleep and things like that. So it's been really interesting, because yesterday I was full of energy. The day before I was full of energy, right? I had less food and less sleep as well. Still the same amount of dreams, right? And still feeling fully charged. So yes. And then I slept obviously last night. I'm in a yurt. If anyone's wondering, you all know I love the yurts, right? If you saw my video, you'll know whose yurt I'm in and why. But today was primarily a water fast, because we want to be able to like the more toxins that are still in your body when you go on a dry fast, the harder it's going to be, right? Just like anything, you know, if you've been putting caffeine or alcohol or junk food, processed food into your body, you know, it's going to be more difficult to kind of, you know, go from one to another, right? So you want to ease yourself in, because you don't want to make it harder than it's going to be. And it's not that it's going to be hard on your body, it's going to be hard on the mind. That's usually where the challenges come in, is the ego being afraid, right? Being afraid of fears that we have been taught and led to believe by our parents, teachers, doctors, professionals, things like that, for millennia, right? For centuries. Whereas dry fasting is actually an ancient healing practice that's proven its worth over time, right? All the walking masters that you've heard of, that you've read about through history, right? The walking masters, the ascended masters, they all were very effective at their ability to live off prana, right? So it's really interesting because when we remind our bodies, and this is why it's a 4 days, 3.5 days, 4 days, specifically, so that we go past that 3-day mark, right? Because there is that old belief that, you know, the body can't survive for more than 3 days without water. I personally know people that have been a breatharian for way longer than 3 days, for years, in fact, decades, right? So it's very, very possible, but it's kind of what are we open to kind of seeing and believing, and what are we willing to experience for ourselves. So anyway, so this is the final prep day. I've just been, or I still am actually, kind of in a final cleanse. It's a cleanse called it's a Praakshala, which is a cleanse that they do in many yogic traditions, especially Tantra, to cleanse the body, and it's a saltwater cleanse. So you essentially make water, you get some clean water, pure water, right? Preferably with no fluoride or chlorine or anything in, and you add 2 teaspoons of salt, right? Himalayan salt, Cornish sea salt, whatever, into every litre, and you do certain movements to help your body move that water through your body, but it replicates the consistency of blood. So instead of it being just water, right, which filters our body, which then goes through the elimination organs to then wee out, it kind of just moves through your body like a food would, right? So it fully cleans your full intestinal tract, right? So it cleans you all out. So I'm still in that part of my preparatory phase, and I look forward to the shavasana at the end, because after you finish the process, there's a certain amount of time that your body needs. It's only a few hours, and it's a very gentle kind of way of cleansing as well. I know I know family members that have had to go in for like, you know, kind of checkups and stuff, and at the hospital, and they've been given these sachets, and it's just not been very pleasant. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why aren't people just using salt water? Anyway, at the end of that, when you finish that process, you go into a shavasana, and it's just a very, very blissful experience, because it's like a 30-minute shavasana that you do at the end. So I very much look forward to that. And then at midnight tonight we have our water ceremony to start our dry fast. So we have a water ceremony at the very beginning, then no food, no drink, no anything, simply the prana, the air, right, for 3.5 days. There are, every 4 hours, there is someone running a kind of like a class, a pranic support class, to kind of keep you focused and help you through it. So it's really supported and amazing. And then the final one being at noon on Monday, where there will be a closing water ceremony. So I'm really excited about it all. But yeah, I thought I would just do this little video while I had a moment. And if you've any questions, oh my gosh, ask them. Ask the questions. Ask the questions. Research dry fasting. Research water fasting. Like, if you've never fasted intentionally before, especially dry fasted, wow, like, it's incredible. Do the research. There's someone on Instagram that she's called Dr. Mindy Peltz. I think that's her name. I can't remember, but she talks about it all the time. I love watching Ellie Tom Elamine, who's actually running one of the classes in this course each day. So that's going to be epic to speak with him on a Zoom call. But yeah, like, look up him. He's been a breatharian for 20 years, so living off prana and sunlight for 20 years. How incredible is that? So anyway, there is lots of fascinating people actually doing rather than just saying a lot of these things. So have a little look if it piques your interest. But yeah, I'm going to send you all so much love and so many blessings. I'm probably not going to be responding to anything for the next 4 days. As I said, it's a very intimate and introspective process, so I'm very excited about that. But please feel welcome to still DM me and still email me as you do. And I will be responding from Tuesday, okay? And I still have tickets for the 3rd of March. We have a call with the Seraphim, a workshop with the Seraphim with Mary Magdalene and Yeshua, where we'll receive the golden rose and white dove, right, of Mary Magdalene and Yeshua as we work with the seraphim to bring down the Christ codes on that 3-3 portal. So if that calls to you as well, the information is all in my story, it's in my bio, it's linked everywhere. I don't know, I'll scroll back a couple of posts. But anyway, I'm going to send you all so much love and speak to you soon and see you on Monday or Tuesday. So much love, everyone. Bye.